Hi, I'm Sug.
And I'm Dan.
This is the Demystified Zone.
Talking about the hottest thing in Korea.
North
BTS.
Korea. Oh, I thought that's what we were about here.
Bangtan Boys.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up, Dan?
Hey.
Welcome back, listeners, to another episode of the Demystified Zone.
Yeah, man.
A podcast about North Korea and all things fun about it, which is not too many things, apparently.
Not a lot.
It's going to be a short run podcast. Today, we're talking about sports.
Yes.
And games. Two things you and I enjoy together.
Yeah, man.
Not at the same time. Just
Have we ever played basketball? I don't know if we've ever played.
You know, back in the day of like the Korean church gyms, we've probably crossed paths. You know, I think you felt my vicious box out once in a while. Because I got a bony butt. So that comes in hard. Like
yeah.
Comes in like a knife at your thigh.
I was more like, I was a player before my time. I was a big guy who could shoot from the outside. I was too lazy to go inside. So.
No, the way you set up was better. Player before your time. You were the center shooting the threes.
Yeah, exactly. I was.
You know, that's good. That's, you know what? You invested in the right skill then.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I was a center that can't shoot past 2 feet out from the basket, and now I'm irrelevant.
You are, man.
And I also have all the injuries to show for it.
Well, me too. We both tore
let's
Achilles.
counter injuries. Yeah. You got Achilles. You have both Achilles or one?
One.
I've got two.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. How many? How about your knee? Let's move up the body. How about your knees?
My knees are surprisingly okay.
Did you ever tear anything? ACL, MCL,
no,
menisci?
never.
Okay, I got 2 menisci.
Oh.
Those are gone. Or, I mean, they're still around. But
yeah.
You know, they're not the same they used to be. Okay, what about, let's go lower back. Anything with the lower back?
No.
You know what?
I feel bad. You're making me feel bad.
You
for
know,
not
I forgot one.
injury.
Ankle. Ankles.
Oh, plenty of
times?
sprains.
Yes, plenty of.
I broke a bone in my foot, much like Jordan did in his second season.
Just exactly like, right?
The doctors had me, on strict.
And you were like, no, I'm going anyway. Tape it up. Put me in.
Yeah.
In that Korean basketball tournament,
it was
that meant
dramatic.
Nothing.
In my sophomore year in college. Yeah.
Let me tell you my embarrassing basketball story. 3 months before I was married, I was playing in a college tournament, but as a 27-year-old.
Okay.
But, I was on a college campus, so there was always like this old person team, which if you were in your 20s, you were in the old person team.
Yeah. Ancient.
And I think it was CASA. It was a CASA tournament.
Yeah.
Which is Korean American Student Association for those who are not CASA members. And I got pulled in this team. I literally hadn't played basketball. I was a desk jockey for like all year. I hadn't played probably in like 3-4 months. Like I was out of shape, not in best form.
Bad news.
Not in best form.
Sounds
and I got picked up on this old man team to be like the third string center to give the other center some breather.
Yeah.
And we're in this really intense game. It's like for the playoff bid in this tournament. And they start following me. They start hack-a-shacking me because I stink at free throws. But I'm a terror on the boards. That's why. I'm at the free throw line. And this free throw matters because we're at the end. I shoot the most horrendous free throw of my entire life. And as soon as it left even before it left my fingertip, I knew this thing is like, it's not going to be trackable by satellite. I don't know where it's going. And so I try to get the jump on it immediately. I knew it. So I try to follow up and get my own rebound. And my Achilles just, boom, explodes.
Oh, man.
Explodes.
Yeah.
And that was my first tear. And what was even more ridiculous is I was just shooting a free throw. I wasn't moving anywhere.
Yeah.
I was just literally leaning forward to, get my own rebound. And then I just crumbled to the ground. Like this sad, pitiful, I just like crumbled to the ground. And my wife, then fiance, was sitting right on the baseline watching me. And then on top of it, all my friends were like, what? They were just laughing at me. Until they realized I had a serious injury. Then they stopped laughing. But they were just laughing because they were like, one, the free throw was so horrendously ugly. And 2, I just like crumpled on the ground.
And 3, it was 3 months before your wedding.
That
day.
too. Whatever. My mom was not happy, that's for sure.
At least you didn't have to walk down the aisle.
What was your most embarrassing sports story? That's not even my most embarrassing, by the way. That's just an embarrassing story. That's not my most, but
My most embarrassing.
give me an embarrassing. It doesn't have to be the most.
Okay, so one of my injuries right here.
He's pointing
on
to his
my
elbow
right
since
elbow.
we are a podcast.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Can you see
Right
me?
elbow, yes, I see it.
Yeah, so I've got a surgery mark there because I was in Los Angeles when one of my friends, we were supposed to hang out, and he told me, hey, I just want to let you know that I was just laid off from my job. I'm like, hey, man, let's just get out of the house. Let's go for a bike ride.
Uh-oh.
So he's like, oh, yeah, that would be good. We're biking down this, busy LA street. I was riding his bike, his brakes were a lot tighter than mine.
Oh, no.
So we're going down.
Wait, is this like a serious bike? Like,
No,
like one of those
it's a
like Tour de
hybrid.
France
No,
type
no.
of bikes? This is like a commuter bike.
It's a commuter bike.
Okay.
And I was drinking a bottle of water, and a bus swerved into my lane.
Ooh.
So I just quickly grabbed the left brake.
Which is the
flipped
front
off.
one? Is that the front brake?
The front brake. yeah.
Okay.
Flipped off immediately.
Oh my God.
Shattered my elbow. I was trying to make him feel better, and then he had to drive me to the hospital. He was worried for me. Plus, he just lost his job. It was not. Yeah,
And you ruined his bike.
Yeah.
Did the bike survive?
I never asked. Actually.
Oh my God.
I never asked. Actually.
Do you even talk to this fellow anymore?
Yeah, we're cool.
Sorry, fellow out there. Dan is really sorry. And you know what? You did a great thing. In the moment of your hurt, you helped someone
You helped
else.
me. He could have been like, "Man, I just lost my job. I'm out." But you're a good man.
You helped him. Sometimes when you see someone else hurting more than you,
Yeah.
it
that's
lifts
true.
your
Yeah.
spirit up
At
to
least I
rise
didn't
above it.
shatter my elbow.
To rise above. Oh, that's serious,
It
dude.
was for reals.
Were you crying in pain, or did you
I
just
mean,
suck it up and be like,
it was so pathetic, right? I flipped over going 5 miles an hour. His lights that were attached to his bike, all the stuff, it just
Exploded.
on the ground. And my shirt was rolled up to my neck. And I was like,
Oh, the locals got a great show.
A great
Someone saw
show.
that and just laughed at you.
Yeah.
On the bus, they're like, oh my God, did you just see that? Oh, if there was a YouTube, maybe we caught it on tape.
I hope so.
Oh, man.
was
I know it's terrible in the moment,
No,
but in retrospect, that would be a
looking
great
back,
YouTube
it's
video.
Hilarious. It's hilarious.
You're drinking your water bottle, and then your life explodes after that.
After that, yeah.
That's a good one. Jay, I would ask you, but I feel like yours aren't embarrassing, so we're gonna move on. Jay's probably got some story where he climbed Mount Everest and did a backflip into the sea afterwards or something. He's cool like that. He's not like a fumbling idiot like we are. He doesn't have
Him and
accent
Kim
stories.
Jong Un do cool stuff like that.
He's doing 18 hole in ones with his blindfold on his head. Today we're going to talk about sports and games in North Korea. And we've kind of touched on this a little bit. We did the basketball rules, which is one of our favorites. We're still going to play North Korean basketball rules because they're just better. But we're going to talk about something on the top here called the Arirang Mass Games. Tell everyone what this is. Dan. Give us a brief, intro into what this is.
Every year, North Korea holds these games, and I don't. Games is not the right word because it's basically a performance. Right?
Yeah.
It's like gymnastics, rhythmic.
If I can,
Gymnastics,
it's a mashup of Cirque du Soleil, America's Got Talent,
Okay.
and Drumline. Right?
Yeah.
All those things. If you took all the elements of those things and you smush them together, I feel like that's what you got.
And plus the massive audience
That's
is
true.
in on the performance as well.
You know what? That's the next level that they. That's true.
They are taking it to the next level always. This country.
Tell why do they do it? What's the purpose of these games if they're not even it's not really a game, like you said. It's not competitive.
It's to show the greatness of North Korea.
It's a display. Okay, for listeners out there, we'll put we got a bunch of videos in the links. Jay, let's go to that first one there. So this is from Reuters. It's just a YouTube article from, I think, their latest mass games, at least that we know of, I want to say this is 2020. Is that right? What do the notes say there? Two years ago. I mean, that's when it was posted. I think this is from 2020, like before or during COVID. Okay, so we're watching this thing.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
We got sound on this. Let's get the
Yeah,
sound.
I'll get some sound.
The founding of the ruling Workers' Party. Leader Kim Jong-un was greeted with great fanfare as he entered the May Day Stadium.
Look at those soldiers.
With some attendees even moved to
Oh yeah,
tears.
mass. So
The
COVID.
North's state-run KRT on Monday aired a video of Kim flanked by top aides at a long banqueting table, waving to the audience.
Okay, let's jump ahead a little bit. Let's see some of the action here. I know it's only like a minute and a half video, but okay, here's some of the stuff that's happening. Yeah, so this is like marching band to me, right? Like all the formations.
Yeah.
And then we got dancers coming out.
Just
Oh, these are
super
drummers.
synchronized.
Yeah. Oh my God, look how many people are.
acting
This
out
is like
familiar
not
personalities.
hundreds, but like thousands of people on the floor.
I mean, it's impressive, man.
It is impressive.
The games
Ooh,
are
look at that little
usually a
flag
major draw for
thing
tourists.
there.
Most of them
All right, that's
from
cool. You can
China.
cut it down.
Rights groups say the inclusion
So
of
this is, oh my gosh, how many people, like, okay, maybe, let me catch myself here. This stadium is and we've talked about this in some of our trivia, is the largest seating stadium in the entire world.
Yeah.
And I forget the number. If you can pull that up, Jay, that'd be great. And their goal is to seat, I think, how many, was it 25 million in North Korea? Is that too high?
Yeah.
Population? Yeah,
Population,
right, about 25.
yeah. Mhm.
Their goal is to seat as many of this 25 million people in there as possible.
So it's
there you
gotta
go.
be over
Capacity,
100.
114,000
Yeah.
for a stadium. Wow.
Yeah.
Look up United Center. I just want to see. I think United Center is somewhere around
Like 1820,
Yeah.
I guess.
but 114,000. And you saw from the video, it's like shoulder to shoulder in there.
Yeah. 23.
23 and a half for United Center. That's the Bulls Stadium
Yeah.
here in Chicago. It is 4 times that.
Yep.
A little more than 4 times. Jeez.
I think the biggest one in America is Chrysler Arena at University of Michigan.
Whatever it is, it
Yeah.
pales in comparison. Like, it's not hitting over 80K.
No, it is.
Right?
I think it's
Is it?
Michigan. Yeah, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Never mind.
107.
Michigan Stadium, 107.
Yeah.
But they're never filling that.
No,
like-
yeah, it's big.
What?
It is. It's
Okay.
people love the University of Michigan football.
107,000 people.
I think it's pretty packed.
Okay.
Especially when they're good.
Either way,
Yeah, either way. It's
North Korea still
crazy.
wins.
Yeah.
114.
114. They had the top.
They got extra
Michigan.
7,000 butts in that. Not including the people on the floor,
Yeah.
which is
That's
adds
true.
another like 1,000 to 5,000 people because
Yeah.
there's an amazing amount of people on the floor.
It's crazy, these games. I would like to go and see it.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
it's something that you probably can't see. I mean, you literally cannot see anything like that in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Listeners, you need to YouTube this. Again, we'll put the links in.
Arirang Mass Games.
Yeah,
we'll-
Arirang Mass
We'll put it in the
Game.
notes.
It's man, I wonder how long it is. How long would you think that show runs?
Yeah, I'd say it would, I would guess it's
There's got to be
uncomfortably long.
well.
I don't know.
There's
I have no
audience
idea.
performance and participation.
Yeah, that's true.
So that you're probably nervous
That's-
if you're the guy that messes up the wave.
Right. Yeah.
They might have. It might be a
If you
Squid
go
Game
like-
situation. There might be like snipers up in the towers there to see which guys are not, doing their job.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's got to be at least 3 hours. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna plan for that thing, 3 hours.
It better be at least 3 hours.
How long do you think the sermon is?
The sermon.
There's a sermon if it's Korean.
Yeah, if it's Korean, an hour and a half. It's got to be like half
Yeah,
of it,
someone's
half of it.
speaking. It's
You
probably
need- you
KJU.
better take notes.
Yeah, he doesn't have something written out. He's just winging it, and he's going.
Yeah, he's
He's
going.
going for it.
Totally.
I wonder if different eras, it was different lengths depending on the great leader's ability or maybe proficiency in public speaking.
In public speaking, yeah.
That is, I think that'd be pretty cool to go to though. To see
Yeah,
that.
it does legitimately look incredible.
You know what frightens me a little bit though is when they have like the child performers out there. Not only for the human rights issues, but like it just in general frightens me when I see well synchronized children.
Of any sort.
Yeah, it just bothers me. It just doesn't look natural.
Yeah,
Jay, pull up the video with like, there's another one, the choreo one, that one. There's like kids like jump roping and stuff, like hula hooping and jump roping together. It just, it's unsettling. You watch this and you tell me you're not unsettled, okay? Yeah, find it. Keep going. Not that. No, it's further in. Yeah, you'll see jump rope. Oh, back up.
Oh yeah.
There, right there.
Oh my gosh.
Look at these children.
Yeah.
I know it's a split second, but come on, guys. Wasn't that a little unsettling?
It is.
With these drums on top of it? The Taekwondo guys are pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. There's some Cirque du Soleil kind of thing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, it's a military guy. He's probably like, there's probably a story they tell, which is kind of cool. A little skit story. Man, look at that choreography. Anyway, the children. The children unsettle me.
It is unsettling to think about how they got them to be so in sync.
Well, yeah, that's part of it, right?
But you're just
the
saying
product
that
is also
in and of itself.
the viewing of that, like, it just looks.
Okay, what about? Let me ask you a question. What about a child actor like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone 1?
That's different, man. That's
Why is
so
that different?
It's completely different.
Why?
Because he's just acting. He's like performing. He's acting like a kid. This is like hundreds of children, like in unison, doing a bit together or a routine.
It's more than 100 kids.
It's both the mass and the performance. Okay, let me give you a better. Okay, you ever watch like those beauty pageants, child beauty pageants?
Oh,
that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Isn't that unsettling?
Yeah, it is. It is.
When these little women, they're not even women, they're girls, young girls, are walking out like country music stars with their makeup on, their wigs on, or I don't even know what they wear, whatever. And they're doing their like beauty pageant. Like that's unsettling
it's
to
the
me.
Look in their eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They look fake, and someone's trained them to be this way.
Look like that. Yeah, you're right.
They're acting not of their age. That's what it. That is the essence of it. The acting not of their age.
But I'd argue you never act your age.
This is true, but I'm a sloppy adult. I'm okay. Everyone has seen me, or they can turn me off. But now multiply that by 100 of them doing it in unison. That terrifies me.
It does look like there's something vacant in their eyes for sure. I get it. Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah, now you're afraid. Now you're gonna be afraid when you see these things
because see them in my nightmares.
And part of it was, I think, when I first started seeing like viral videos of North Korea. You ever seen the ones where like the children are performing in those like it's not these things. It probably was
like
this
in
too.
An orphanage or something.
Yeah, or like in a talk show or like one of those talent shows they air on TV, and they're all playing like classical guitar
and swaying
like flamenco.
And swaying in unison.
And they like spin their guitars like ZZ Top, but they have these like crazy smiles on their face.
Okay, I get it.
Come on, terrifying.
All
like
right.
I was
I'm
scared.
with you, man.
I thought of a horror movie from that. Like that. I think this can be a great script. I have to write that.
The children of the guitars.
Yeah. Yeah. The show children. Jay, how do you feel about that?
Didn't they do this stuff like that in the Super Bowl and stuff?
Do they?
Like I think like kids are involved. I don't know.
But in the U.S., the kids are like, there's a freedom to the performance.
The freedom to the performance.
They had a choice, or I don't know what it is. Like there are child stars, but like exactly, like even the pageant stuff is still unsettling.
I'm sure all of their parents are super nurturing.
But when you watch that, Jay, aren't you like? Are you like, oh, so cute?
It's a little weird. No, that's not the first thing I think.
Right?
No,
exactly.
It's disturbing for sure.
I think in general, though, I feel like they're all being forced in some form or fashion, and that's unsettling
even the adults.
Yeah,
but nobody else feels just regardless of the context around it, just the idea of 100 children doing the exact same thing, like unsettling. Am I the only one?
I'm with you now, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Forget the context of the of
Forget the political situation.
Just 100 free children under the age of 6 get together and they're doing something in unison. Is that not is that unsettling to you? Is that just me?
Maybe those guitar players are having a really good time. I don't know.
Oh, they're having a good time, but that's still the unsettling part.
Oh, well.
Jay's okay. Jay's
I'm
on
okay
board.
with it. Yeah.
Really? Okay. Well, we know where to send him if he misbehaves.
Now you know my fears and vices. So, like, if you want to ever punk me, that's how you get me. Bring me to a stadium.
Train 100 kids to, that's easy.
It's the only way
prank,
you're going to get me. I'm going to freak out.
Or in the middle of the night, have them bust into your room and have like a little performance.
It's very hard to frighten me, but that will get me. I will feel very uncomfortable and unsafe.
Okay.
North Korea.
And by okay, I mean let's move on.
Only North Korea can dig up my deepest fears. So
They can,
thank you, North Korea.
Uncanny ability.
All right. So we've got this mass games, Dan. It's been going. How long has it been going on for?
I don't know. Oh, 75th anniversary.
75th. So at least, I mean.
Oh no. Since 2002, but on and off.
I mean, Liberation Day. So that is from the Korean War, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder when it like really started getting into this level of stuff, which I probably should have researched beforehand, but it's okay. We'll find out.
I mean, it looks like from every video I've seen of it, it looks like they've been legit for a long time, like going at this level for a very long time.
And I think what's interesting to me about, obviously aside from the children, is the skill. It is like a skillful thing where it looks like high quality.
Yeah.
Like the Taekwondo stuff is, we've seen some of those demonstrations, quote unquote, of like the
soldiers,
the high level soldiers.
Yeah.
But in this, it's like very, like a Cirque du Soleil. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like,
yeah. So Cirque du Soleil, I saw last fall, and you're right. So when people are driven by artistic, to be just beautiful in and of itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
For artistic reasons, there's a beauty to that, and like it moves you, right?
yeah.
But when you're indoctrinated to display the greatness of your nation then there's a creepiness.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's something about like there's respect and admiration for the sheer scale of this thing.
The
like
scale and skill.
the skill, these people are doing, but then there's this cloud of they're not getting paid, or like that's the least of their worries too. Of like it's not just not getting paid; it's
it's the negative.
you don't want to get cut from this
consequences,
show because that's a different connotation.
Yeah,
or
for
consequence.
sure. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, there is, which is also, wonderful about North Korea is that there's so much skill and artistry there.
Yeah, clearly. This takes talent for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On this scale, no one's, except for China, no one's doing it. China and the Beijing Olympics, that was like the closest thing. Remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Their opening ceremony was like this.
It was like the greatest. I mean, this does not reflect my views on China, obviously, but it was the best opening ceremonies ever.
Yeah. We're never going to, in America, we're never going to have opening ceremonies. We're going to get like Rihanna. That's our best foot forward. Rihanna, which is not a bad foot forward. I love Rihanna.
Yeah.
But we ain't going to get like 1,000 Rihannas
No.
to do that together. Right? 1,000 mini Rihannas. That would be terrifying too. Oh my God. All my worst fears. And I love Rihanna, so I don't even want to think about that. It's ruining Rihanna for me. All right. So we've seen this thing for decades now.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had one in 2022 because everything's been closed off. It's hard to say. There hasn't been reports of it
Since 2020.
Yeah,
But
so
I
this
thought
COVID one.
I thought I read that they're ramping up for one again.
It looks like it's not every year. Like this line from the wiki article is saying they were not held in 2015, 2016, 2017. In 2018 there was a hiatus, and they did it.
And then 2020,
Or the end of the hiatus, rather. So this is it's a big deal. It's like their Olympics. It's every 4 or 5 years, maybe. I don't know if it's on an actual release.
Yeah, I don't think there's a regular schedule due to the country's subjectiveness to all of COVID, pandemic.
Yeah. Okay, and the reason why we're talking about this
sanctions,
today, it's called the Games.
Yeah.
And there's really nothing game about it.
Because it's completely...
It's more of a show.
It's more like wrestling.
Maybe there is a game internally that we don't know about. like there's a point system for people who are participating.
Oh, boy.
Internal. It's the songbun.
Yes.
What if? Okay, I'm going to speculation now, listeners.
Right.
You can tune me out if you want. What if there's a songbun like carrot dangle here for people? Like if you capture the audience, your songbun, boom, bumped up.
Oh.
If you are that guy and you just kill that performance, not literally, you just do it. You wave that flag, that Korean flag, and you made a tear come out of the leader's eye. Maybe you get a bump. Or your group does. Maybe your group, your dance crew came out and really did it.
One thing is for sure, if there is a like points thing that you start at 0 and you only get negative points for, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can all go down.
You can only go down. You'll only be penalized. There's no way to gain points.
Yeah.
But it's all, the best score is 0, is what I'm saying.
That's true. I guess it's a status quo, maintaining your status quo here. My other question is, who is the producer for this thing? This is a massive undertaking. Who's the director? Who's coming up with the show order and the program?
If there was a U.S. director that could pull this off?
There's several. This is not a movie director thing. No way.
It's not?
It's whoever produces the Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh,
it's whoever
I see.
produces the Macy's
You're right.
parade. Yeah, not even that. That's not even that impressive. It's those people.
Cirque du Soleil people.
Cirque du Soleil. There you go.
Yeah.
They can pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever's directing that's who you want. Not movie guys. No way.
Okay.
Those guys can't handle that. Maybe they could. Maybe Christopher Nolan. He can handle anything. That was my own commentary about Christopher Nolan.
Oppenheimer released this summer.
Well, some of those sets, like Marvel sets, it's like thousands of people on those sets. So, but the director's not controlling all that. It's the other people. It's the producers. But you know what? That would be. I mean, like, who was the guy for? Was it? I want to say like Boyle did the London Olympics. That he was in charge of like orchestrating that. And he's a director, Danny Boyle. I don't forget if his role was like the actual directing the thing, but I think he like had some creative input on like what it looked like. So maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry, Hollywood. Prove me wrong. All right. If this opens up in 2024, how much do you think tickets are going for this thing? And how are we getting in?
Oh man,
can we get in?
I don't think we could fit into the disguise that we'd have to wear to get in. I wouldn't. Yeah, even like, wouldn't this be? We talked about North Korea tourism, right? Wouldn't this be a great place for North Korea tourism? Like like a group of Westerners to come in and watch this thing?
Well, I think it was that.
Oh, really?
Some of these, like, so Choreo is this website that was like a tour. It's one of those touring, like the Young Pioneers touring company that we talked about. And I think one of their highlights or trip options was this when they're holding it. From what I understand, I don't know how true that is. I can imagine it would be great to go there. And this is something that the government would want to. However, you are in the presence of the great leader at that time. So I don't know if they don't want people that close.
Yeah, that's true.
It's probably just one ticket.
One ticket per.
They save one ticket.
Arirang game.
2, one for Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, sometimes
and the other
two.
one for whoever else can get in there.
Yeah,
that British girl that's an influencer for tourism. I forgot her name. Yeah, I mean, That's a hot ticket.
It is.
Hotter than Taylor Swift, I would dare say.
I think so. Yeah.
Who just came through Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would get that. I would go for that.
Wait,
That's a once in life.
Taylor Swift or this?
Oh, no, this. This all day. Even with the creepy children, I would choose this over Taylor Swift.
Really? You don't like Taylor? She's okay.
I'm not a big Taylor fan.
She's all right. Yeah, it's I would definitely love to go. This it seems pretty cool, but I wouldn't go twice. I'd see it once and be like, okay, that's good.
I
for
mean,
me.
it doesn't look like the show changes very much.
Oh,
We just
I
saw
see,
two
I
different
see.
videos from 2 different years, and
it looks
it's a lot of
similar.
pomp and circumstance about the country.
Yeah.
I bet you the skit is the same. I'm assuming the skit writers haven't changed, or
Yeah.
the script for that. It's about the great leader becoming a god, probably.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, and how he, dominated capitalism and
See,
Western culture.
This is exactly. I mean, like we were talking about in the last episode about North Korea and they're wanting to seal off again from outside entertainment, right? Like, this clearly has an agenda, right?
Yeah.
And people don't like that for some reason. They don't like entertainment with an agenda. So I'm sure these people on the outside act like they are into it. I'm sure a lot of them cry. But the fact that
When you say
outside,
people, you're talking about the North Korean people?
yeah, North Korean people, right?
Okay.
But the fact that outside media is so popular in North Korea, it means that they're not really into this. That's what I get from it. Do you think they're into it?
I think that's a jump. I would say
Really?
if this is coming out every 5 years, I would be into it.
Really?
As a North Korean, and this, I mean, think about it. Like, if your droll life is working as a worker bee for forever and with no
Okay.
end, and you got this big event coming and you get to be part of it, and there's literally the entire country is coming out for this thing, and you get in, I would be excited for it.
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, it's full of spectacle and amazing sights even, like, if I want to see it, and I'm not part of it, I'm pretty sure people in the country, like, maybe not everyone, but like a lot want to see it. That would be my guess. Have you heard any
Yeah.
of the defectors that you
No, never.
ever talk about it even?
No.
Have they ever, do you know anyone that's been to this?
No.
Okay. So that's the thing.
It's a hot. I'm sure it's a hot ticket.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about 20 plus million people and only
Uh-huh.
114,000 can fit in the stadium.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's a rare thing. So
For sure.
even for that, I would say yes. I think it is a hot ticket and people want to go.
Huh. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know. I don't know if their hearts are into it. It's an interesting question.
It is, and we don't know the social dynamics there as well. Like, are
Yeah.
they handing out like targets so they can like spot you better if you do something bad, or I don't know, like what is it? What's happening in the audience for
Yeah.
the people, because they're part of the show too, right? To some degree,
They
gotta
are
do
part of
their
the show.
choreographed cheers and
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah, it's very choreographed and synchronized.
So I wonder if they're who the true spectators are, except for the great leader and his people and his
Yeah.
posse. Maybe they're the only true spectators there, because everyone else has been practicing for months or years.
Right.
They've already seen the show.
I
100
wonder.
times.
I mean, honestly, I wonder if this show is made to please him, right? Please the great leader, and
No, for sure. I mean,
Right?
they just brought him out like he's the guest of honor, so
yeah.
he hasn't seen it.
I mean, think about it. It's like over 100,000 people performing in unison, basically for you.
yeah.
That's really the only audience, right? The only audience is just one guy.
That is an amazing feeling, though. Maybe I need to chase that.
Well, you know how to do it. You,
Maybe I am already chasing that, is what I'm saying.
yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I in either case, I think, this is my question is, do you think this is a unique North Korean cultural experience that needs to be shared with the world? Or is it just an extension of, regime propaganda that should be ended?
Yeah, I guess in that sense, the North Korean people are truly the only people who are capable of this. So in that sense, they should share it with the world. And yeah.
Well, China has demonstrated they could do it too.
Oh, sure.
But yes, one of the few.
One of the few, right?
At this scale, at least.
Yeah. So I think we talk about cultural exchanges a lot. I think this is one thing that the North Korean people culturally can contribute to the world.
I agree.
Whatever this is called.
I agree.
What talent is this?
It's called Korea's Got Talent. North Korea's Got Talent. That's what it is. I think we should send Howie and Simon and them over there and just see.
Yeah. I wonder if Simon would be truly honest with his opinion.
He will be. And will he say it? Who knows? I wonder how he'd rate the children. That's what I want to know. Does he think that's a good act or what? Because I would disagree.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So we keep we opened this up like this is going to be a thing about sports and games, and we don't talk about anything about sports and games. We're talking about like this show. So we got to end on some actual sport and gaming things. And there's not much, to be honest. There obviously are sports and things happening. Here's some notable events that have happened in North Korean history. First is this 1995 collision in Korea. This is one of my favorites. This was a combination WCW and NJW, which is the World Champions Wrestling League and the Japanese New Japan Wrestling League hosted a, this is WWF basically, show of wrestling in North Korea, which is like unprecedented. Over the space of 2 nights, 340,000 people flocked to that stadium that we just mentioned, largest stadium in the world, to watch wrestling. Pro wrestling.
Apparently, Kim Jong-il was really into it. This type of wrestling.
You know what's really funny is that Christina's grandmother, who is my grandmother, but who had passed, she was so into WWE.
Yeah, my grandma.
But she would get angry at us when we tell her like it's not real, right? She'd be like, no, and she'd like yell at us in Korean, and I'd be like, oh, I'm never gonna say that again. But she was like totally into the wrestling.
Yeah,
just so cute to me.
Yeah, because you don't need to know the language. That's
the drama is there.
The drama is there. It's all acted out.
Beautifully acted.
Yeah.
Beautifully acted out.
But you think about this though, this 1995 thing. What was happening in North Korea in 1995?
The famine, right?
The famine.
Yeah.
They spent money.
Yeah.
On wrestling while their people were starving.
Ric Flair was there.
Oh,
Nature
he was.
Boy. Come on.
Wow.
Antonio Inoki. I don't know who that is, but he looks famous in Japan. But you're right. Like, I wonder. It's interesting. That'd be cool if we could interview Ric Flair and ask him, like, what was it like? Like, what was it like being there? We'll never know. Unless Ric Flair. Someone send this to Ric Flair, please. All right. Next is we're going to talk about actually, we're going to jump to the 2000 Sydney Olympics.
Yeah.
So the 2000 Sydney Olympics were special because that was the first year North Korea, South Korea did the unification flag.
Yep.
Tell us about that. What's the unification thing all about?
So they did that in the Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang. I forgot what year, but yeah, they flew under a unified flag. It's when North Korea, South Korea relations are on the warmer side, they'll come together and fly under one flag.
I feel like this is... so 2000 was the first year it happened.
Yeah.
And it was a huge event. I mean, both of them stunk at the Olympics. Not the point. The headline was that they did this.
Yeah.
Which to me...
I think is beautiful.
It is beautiful. I think that's awesome. Like, it's the whole thing of like culture...
Yeah.
Bridging the gap and like...
Yes, exactly.
Like, this is two countries who have just completely ideological views... different views of each other. Like one doesn't recognize the other as a country, and the other thinks, they're rebellion, anyway. Yeah,
I mean, sports is a proxy, right? It's a proxy for culture. It's a proxy for even politics, and it represents certain ideals, right? Hard work, talent, blah blah blah. So yeah, it's it does like give us a picture, a glimpse of what it might be if the two countries reunited. In that way, it's very. I mean, I remember watching in Pyeongchang them coming out together and tearing up.
It's frustrating at the same time. Though. It's like it's just it's almost like just for looks at this point, right? At that time, I can imagine in 2000, this happened the first time ever. Hope, right? People just feeling hope. But now we're in 2023, or they did this, I think, in 2018, maybe. Yeah, Pyeongchang, and it's like, but you still have nukes, and you're still trying to nuke us, like, you know.
Another thing that I saw was in Korea in like 2009 when I was there as a reporter. I covered this North Korean and South Korean children's concert. And no, North Korean defectors.
Concerts with children.
And at the end, these children who did not have crazy looks in their eyes, they sang a song. I think they sang Arirang together. And everyone was crying. I was crying, man. It's a beautiful, like, especially when there's, it's like,
the future.
The children singing the song about, you know, Korea. It's, yeah. That's what it's akin to.
Well, we have a lot more to get over until we get there.
Yeah, for sure.
But these are kind of the notable things that North Korea, especially in terms of sports and games. But, you know, the big thing is this Arirang and the Mass Games. And hopefully, you know, all joking aside, like, it does become, we hope.
Yeah.
This is the bridge. Clearly, sports has created a bridge there.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, based on like the news we just covered recently about like the South Korea propaganda coming across, really the dramas. They're not very welcoming, but maybe that's the next dam that needs to break. If they're like welcoming to, well, maybe not the K-dramas, but maybe the reality Korean shows, which are like fun. You know, like those little like they're like the Koreans Got Talent kind of shows.
Yeah, but it's more like wholesome in Korea.
It is. No, and it's like it's like Star Search.
Yeah.
It was like those search. You know, right? They've had those forever. Maybe that's the next. Maybe, you know, because this kind of aligns with that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. What if there was like a huge show where they did it together?
Yeah, that would be cool.
We can wish and hope.
Yeah.
KJU, if you're listening, please, whether through wiretap or not, consider. You have this beautiful event.
Do you think he should host it? He could be Ed McMahon.
Sure. You know, if that allows it to go forward, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, man.
Maybe he'll do a little basketball exhibition. He'll put on a little dribbling, you know, a little.
Do you think he has a crossover?
We talked about that. I think he's a post player. He's got a body for a post, you know, and he's chucking threes. You know, he's chucking threes all day. He's doing the rain dance from half court. That's his game. And you know what? He should.
He should.
The mission of Crossing Borders is to show the compassion of Christ to North Korean refugees and their children. Hey, we all know Koreans love spam, just not in the form of emails. We love sending awesome, non-spammy emails that give you all the information you want on what's happening to North Korean refugees. If you want it, go to crossingbordersnk.org and give us that email. Seriously, it's better than real spam.